Ashika Dorasamy. I am 35 years old. I am happily married and I am the mom to the most amazing little boy. My hometown is Phoenix, KZN, and I currently run a fuel station in Tongaat, northern KZN. Okay, so in 2005, at the age of 16, I was the first foreign cultural exchange student from Phoenix. So I went to Germany to spend a month to learn about their cultures, their way of life. I believe that opportunity paved the way for who I am today. I thereafter completed my matric and then went on to study towards a diploma in advanced makeup and aesthetics. Completely different field of which I am in now. So I went on to study towards a diploma in advanced makeup and aesthetics. In the same year, I was awarded the top makeup artist by the Professional Beauty Institute. I did follow in the beauty industry for a few years, running a small beauty studio. But I was then afforded the opportunity in 2015 to run a petrol station, a Shell franchised petrol station in Tongaat. And before I started, I had to undergo the Shell retailer training program. And I passed and I was competent in fuel retail convenience management. And I was confirmed as a Shell franchisee. And one of the things that I had to do do a business plan presentation to a board of Shell SA management. And not to brag, but they say it was one of the best business plan presentations they had ever seen, not only in my batch, but previous candidates. And then they requested that I do a business plan presentation to the KZN retailer network, highlighting my thoughts and my new initiatives that I could add to the fuel industry. So that highlights a bit of my schooling and where I come from. As I mentioned, I was in the beauty industry, and my dad is in the fuel industry or has a petrol station. So he had seen that I had reached a mature age, and he had seen the achievements, and he requested that I join him in his business venture. Not my biggest dream, but a dream that I have managed to achieve. In 2015, I attended my first Shell Business Plan Cascade, and I witnessed retailers and management receiving awards in their respective categories. And I told myself then and there that I would work tirelessly to one day be a part of those, to see myself on that stage. And I am proud to say that in 2019, that dream materialized, and I was recognized, and I was flown to Sydney, Australia, to be amongst the best retailers in the world. So I believe that it is family and their drive to want to make a better life for themselves is what motivates me. My dad is my biggest inspiration. He started his journey to success at a very young age, when at the age of 13, he had to start working in order to contribute to the family. And with his hard work and studies, he became a mechanic at Sasol, and thereafter a mechanical engineer at Shell, all the while endeavoring to own his own fuel station. And he achieved this along with multiple other sites and business ventures. And seeing that, he has been my biggest inspiration, because he's come from nothing. He's come from a very poor background. And when he asked me to join him in business, I grabbed the opportunity with arms wide open, because I always looked up to him. I've seen the remarkable strides that he's taken, and I hope one day that I can be even half the person that he is. As I mentioned, I was highlighted by Shell in 2019. Shell highlighted my efforts for HSSE, and HSSE stands for Health, Safety, Security, and the Environment. And obviously, in being in the fuel industry and working with fuels, that's a big risk. So HSSE is the holy grail of any fuel business. So when I joined Maidstone Service Station, the name of the fuel station, I put practices and procedures into place that became a way of life and not just a tick box exercise. So that got me highlighted by Shell, where in 2018 I was the HSSE runner-up in South Africa, and again in 2022 and 2023 I was recognized for my efforts towards HSSE. So at Maidstone Service Station, we very strongly believe in community upliftment and assisting the community. I've undertaken initiatives with young kids as little as 2 years old, teaching them how to recycle, the benefits of recycling, and how to just to take care of our environment, because we're seeing trash everywhere. With the recent floodings that occurred and the damage to our infrastructure because of all the flooding and the trash that went into our drains. Our roads were flooded. So we have to teach them from young. We have to teach them the benefits. That was just one of the initiatives. We work very closely with a lot of organizations in Tongaat, and where I'm based. We helped a school recently to build a hall for the kids. I've undertaken sanitary drive initiatives for young girls, because that is a major issue we are facing in our country. Most girls cannot afford sanitary wear, and we undertook an initiative with the North Coast Career Fund where I donated about 220 packs of sanitary wear. So that's just some of the few contributions we have made. So I live in Phoenix, but I work in Tongaat, and Tongaat has been faced with some devastating and tremendous issues. At first, I think everyone went through COVID, so I'm not going to highlight how bad COVID was. But then in 2021, the July unrest, it completely devastated us. Our garage was looted and damaged to where it was just a structure left. That impacted not only us, but the looks on our staff, because we had to close down for a number of months to rebuild, effectively losing everything, and then also having to, how do we help our staff? Yes, there's insurances, but it doesn't immediately help. We had to dip into our savings, and everything that we did, we put our staff and customers at the forefront. The riots was just one. And then within 6 months was the flooding in 2022. That damaged major roads and infrastructure in Tongaat, with one of the major highways closed. So we essentially lost about 50% of our business because there was no access to the garage. Another dip. We had almost depleted all of our funds. We were hit with that. And then this year, in just a few months ago, the tornado, 500 meters away from the garage. We were narrowly missed. And it affected our staff. Their homes were completely destroyed. We had to undertake initiatives, or not had to, we did it out of the goodness of our heart. We rebuilt 2 staff's homes and went out of our way to help the customers. But in everything that we do, our staff are at the front line. Essentially, they are the face to our business. I'm just there in the back. It's our staff that are on the forecourt, in the shop. Everything that we do is for them. If they are happy, we are happy. So the risks came, but then there was still a reward at the end to see that we could stand together as a family, stand together as a community. My advice to people who would like to follow in my footsteps, I believe that you should know every aspect of your business. You will find me on most days, believe it or not, filling fuel, washing windscreens, checking your tire pressure. I will be packing shelves in the convenience store. I believe it makes you more relatable to your staff. And you also know every aspect, so no one can tell you don't know what you're doing, because I started from the ground. I started from the bottom. So if there's no cashier for the day, I can do a 12-hour shift and I can stand. I can go out in the forecourt if someone needs to go home. So my advice is be relatable. And most importantly, be humble. The first day I joined Maidstone Service Station with my dad, he made me write down. He just said, please sit, Ashika, open your diary and write these words down. If you take care of the cents, the rands will take care of you. And that is the words I live by, to be humble. So I am a very big believer in the power of manifestation. Writing down my visions and doing a vision board. So what I will say now may sound conceited and egotistical to some, but to me it's just the power of manifestation, and I want to put this out there, that I hope to be able to build my portfolio and interest into an entity that could rival that of my dad at his peak and would one day be called an empire. I feel that as much as you put into your business, you should put equally into finding balance and relaxation. And I love spending long afternoons entertaining, Saturday afternoons entertaining my family, or lazy Sundays with my hubby and son. And what I really enjoy doing as well is recreating food dishes that I find on TikTok and Instagram. It's quite fun. We spend time together as a family cooking and then taking out photos and trying to post it on Instagram or TikTok, and it just brings me peace. But I think most importantly, balance for me and relaxation for me is spending time with my family.